right, guys. So this is going to be a pre-workout meal. This is meal number 3 of the day. Let's give you guys a quick look here. We have half pound of ground beef. It's 90%. And then we just have some chopped up. It's one medium-sized um, organic white potato, just sliced up and cooked in the air fryer. I made this actually early this morning, but not bad. Got just enough protein, just enough carbs, and I would say about 90 minutes after this, give or take, we'll go and hit back. So stay tuned for the back workout. All right, welcome to the back attack. The back attack. This was a great workout, by the way. Started off, I wanted to do the same machine I did last week, which was like that seated row machine with the alternating grips, but the pad was off. There's no pads at all. They're redoing some of the pads. So today that machine had no pads. So I probably could have found a pad, and I don't know. I just went over to the seated cable row. This was good. I think I had this at 175. It goes up to 240. I think I had it at 170 or 180. I forget. But form is good. I'm not coming too far forward, and I'm not coming like back like this. It's just a nice steady row, like kind of like you're rowing a boat in a sense, right? So that was a good set. Not a bad opener. Definitely felt it. Switched the angle up a little bit here. I think I kept the weight the same. I could have gone heavier actually, because I got a lot of reps on that first set. But I kept the weight the same. I like that grip too. I like that you kind of got it like right here. Bam, love it. You can just kind of like hook your fingers right into it. But I don't have any problem with the form. I mean, I'm looking at my form. Seems pretty good. I'm sure some people could critique it, but I'm sure it can be critiqued. Period. I mean, I'm not perfect, right? But I know when I used to do these with Jeff, I used to have a habit of like coming way too forward and then swinging back like this. I don't do that anymore. I have a little bit of better form with it now. And with these, it's just like I'm trying to bring my elbows back and touch behind my back, even though it's impossible for your elbows to touch. If your elbows touch behind your back, you got a problem. But you understand what I'm trying to say here. So third set, I think I kept it the same weight, but I believe I did a drop set here. This was at this point the lats are the whole back is. I like lower. I like the cable rows, the seated cable rows. It just kind of hits everything. I feel it in my lower lats. I feel it in the upper lats. I feel it in the middle of the back. I feel it the upper, middle, lower back. Just kind of feel it all the way around. I think it's a phenomenal movement. Yeah, I did a drop set here. I don't remember what I dropped it to, but I probably dropped it like maybe 4 plates or something like that. I don't really pay attention. I just kind of like when I do a drop set, I'm not like, oh, let me drop it exactly to from 170 to 150. I just kind of drop it like a couple plates, 3, 4, sometimes 5, 6 plates. Just depends on how I feel. But yeah, this was 3 really good sets. Now, what I went over to after this, because last week when I did the straight bar pull down, it was not bothering my my bicep tendonitis. There is no bicep tendonitis anymore, so it's good, and it felt really good. So I decided to go back over these. I love straight bar pull down, and I really haven't been able to do it very much in recent years because of the bicep tendonitis, but it's been really good. So this is the second week in a row we're hitting some pull downs. It's not a heavy weight. I think it's only like 150, something like that. So it's not super heavy. I could go heavier, but I don't want to risk messing up having this forearm and coming all through here. Just because it messes all the workout up, every workout. So when that starts flaring up, so decent form, nice stretch up. Coming down. Some people come all the way down to the chest. I come right to about chin level, somewhere right around here. The reason I do that, I mean, Jeff when I trained with Jeff, and he's very knowledgeable about this stuff. He said that you only need to come to your chin. Now, if I come all the way to the chest, that's when, like, just coming down just that extra few inches. That's when I start getting a lot of tenderness in the upper forearm and up into the bicep here. So I just keep it right to chin level. No big deal, right? Same thing with, like, when I'm doing bench. I don't come all the way down to my chest on, like, incline bench press. I usually come, like, right to the chin level and back up, because not that it bothers the bicep tendonitis, but it starts bothering my right shoulder. So, but I'm executing the movement. I don't have a problem with the form. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, could it be adjusted a little bit? Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, we're getting the job done. I mean, I really can't complain. I think we did a drop set here. Yeah. And I like to use the wrist straps just because it takes a lot of the work out of the forearm, right? Just kind of gives the forearms a little bit of a break, so you can really just kind of concentrate on using your back and just kind of squeezing in the back. These felt really good, though. I can see doing the straight bar pull downs quite a bit in the future, as long as it doesn't bother my bicep tendonitis. That starts flaring up. The second that I even think I feel a slight uncomfortableness there, I'm gonna stop, because once that starts going, man, it's a real pain in the ass to get rid of. Another set here. Was that 1, 2, 3? This is a third set. I thought it was a fourth set, but the other one was a drop set. So at this point in time, my back is really starting to get fatigued. And the thing I like about these is I like coming up and getting a real good stretch up, and just coming down and just really squeezing the back. If you can do that, you're gonna be all right. I see sometimes, a lot of people. Usually, it's like people that have, like, just joined the gym and have never had anybody show them before. They'll do the pull down and they got the bar. It's like this. They're coming like this. I explained that last week. Because you're just kind of like doing like a half a pullover at that point. You want to be in. You almost want that bar to, like, almost graze the chin in a sense. Not quite that close, but almost that close. So over here, I love this Hammer Strength row machine. I very rarely sit on the pad, although sometimes I do. I put 3 plates on each side, and I do these the way Jeff taught me back in the day. Just kind of pop squat, hold onto the pad, and just come back and really squeeze. I don't see any issue with the form. The form looks pretty good. When you start, let me see here. When you start, like, kind of throwing your back into it like this, that's when the form is not good. Like, I want to keep it lat focused and back focused. So I don't see a problem. If the torso's remaining mostly stationary during this workout, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of movement, obviously. You can't get away from that. But overall, I'm totally happy with the form. I love being able to critique myself and look here, because I do see mistakes sometimes where I'm like, like when I'm bobbling my head around, so I know to work on that the next workout. But yeah, 3 plates. It wasn't overly heavy. If I started out with this, I probably would have had 4 plates on each side. But since we did, like, almost an entire, like, an 80% of the back workout, I'd stuck with 3 plates, and we hit that 8. I think we got, like, somewhere around 7 to 8 reps before we were doing partials. I'm okay with that. And then just kind of zoomed in a little bit here. I did a superset here. So I went from the rows and I went over to this high row over here. And there's only 1 plate on each side. It's not heavy whatsoever. But after doing the rows and after doing almost an entire back workout, I was just, you see me, I'm coming down, pausing for a second and just really squeezing that back. And these felt really good. And I'll tell you, that 1 plate was kind of heavy, man. It's now, again, if I were to start my back workout with this, I'd probably throw two and a quarter on there easily, maybe three. But and usually if I start out the back workout with this, I don't do them double armed. I'll do single arm, and get a really good squeeze. I really like doing these single arm, but right here I just went double armed and just really focused on just kind of coming back and squeezing. It was light enough weight where I was really able to get a good squeeze in the back. So we did. I think we did one more set of this. So I think this was 8 sets in total. Well, I mean technically, there's 4 sets here because I'm doing 2 different sets. So we were at 6, 7, 8, 9. So technically we're like at 10 sets. Technically it's a 10 set back workout, but it's a kind of a superset. So 8, 10, whatever. It's kind of the same. I really don't care. Just call it 10 sets because it technically is. Now the 3 plates here, they're starting to get really heavy. My back is just it's smoked. There's really not much left in this back workout. And I feel it too. I mean, I'm pretty sore and tired from this workout. So we go over hit the left arm, and again I'm using the wrist straps. Wrist straps are really good on certain movements. Again, it just kind of takes just a little bit off of the forearm to where you can really concentrate on leaving most of the movement into the back. So I like wrist straps, and I always lose my wrist straps because I don't put them. I throw them down on the floor instead of in the bag, and I forget to put them in the bag, even though they're like right there in front of me. So I've gone through wrist straps like crazy, and I hate going through wrist straps because I love wrist. Like it takes a while to break them in. Like it really does. It takes months to really break them into where they feel really good, and then I freaking lose them. You know what I mean? So try not to lose these puppies again, because I hate getting a brand new pair because they're real stiff and you gotta break them in again. So try not to lose them, and then we just finished off right here. This was the last movement. Again, just 1 plate. I don't see any problem with the form coming up, getting a real good stretch, coming all the way back. There's a little bit. I get the pad here. There is a little bit of movement, but I'm not jerking my body back. I'm coming back, arching my back more than anything. When I'm, kind of like this, right? So it's big difference between, this versus like, this, right? So I don't want to be doing this. I want to be doing this. So that little bit of swing that you do see, it's just me arching my back. So what did we do after this? Ooh, let me see. What am I doing with this cable here? Abs. What do you know? I had to do these outside because it was the only cable stack that was available. And I just did some cable crunches here. I think I did 2 sets. The crazy thing was I initially came out back because in the corner there's this weird like blue and white light, and it's right in front of a mirror. And usually nobody is out on this back deck. And I was gonna rip the shirt off and just kind of hit a couple back poses because the back felt thick. And I had a feeling that in that lighting it would look really good. But when I was out there, there was 2 ladies on yoga mats, like right in front of where I would need to be in front of that light. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to ask people to move, and I'm not going to rip my shirt off in front of two elderly ladies. I mean, come on, man, you got to have some gym etiquette, right? Some people do it. That's cool. But we'll have to do that next time. Maybe I'll go later at night and check out the back. I'm curious to see what a full back pump looks like with that blue and white light. I think it'll look kind of cool. It's like a neon kind of light out there. But just 2 sets of cable crunches. I like cable crunches. I got no problem with cable crunches. They always make the abs feel good and feel tired and feel sore the next day. We did one more set over here. These, I can't really critique. These are, you can mess them up, but I mean, it's kind of hard, especially if you've done them a few times in the past. And I've done these many times in the past. You just want to make sure you're positioned not too close to the machine, but also not too far back. Um, and then some people hold the rope here when they're doing them. Some people I tend to hold it up here, like right above my head, as I'm doing it. It just feels more comfortable that way. But when I'm coming down, I'm just squeezing all the abs. Feels good. Feels very nice. This is a phenomenal abdominal exercise that I absolutely love. And we called it quits here after 2 sets, and we went over to this old school piece of machinery here, the ab machine. This is a pretty cool machine. I remember when I first came to this gym, I thought it was a pullover machine. I wasn't paying attention. I go over and I'm like, oh shit, this is an ab machine. They don't have the pullover machine here. I wish they did, because those things are badass. But we just rocked out 1 set here, nothing crazy. And again, if you have this type of machine, whether it's Planet Fitness or an older machine right here, you really can't mess this thing up. It the way that the machine's built, it's designed to where you can't mess it up in a sense, right? Unless you're just not doing a full range of motion, you're not coming all the way up or coming all the way down. But we went kind of lightweight. It really wasn't heavy, but the abs were getting kind of sore from the previous few sets. So, but this was a nice little finish. 3 sets of abs, no big deal, right? Now I'm kind of laughing, man. The abs were really burning right there. So, and then we went over and did cardio. So we'll talk about the workout. All right, let's talk about the workout real quick. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit. Obviously, I did the commentary, but oh man, I didn't weigh myself again today. Son of a gun. Um, I will I'll have Siri remind me in the morning. The mornings here are really hectic because a lot of times I prep my lunch in the morning. I should do it at night, and I do it at night sometimes, but sometimes I just do it in the morning. Sometimes the mornings they're a little hectic around here. But anyway, I will set a reminder for Siri. I'm thinking last Thursday, I'm pretty sure I weighed myself last Thursday. Morning weight was 209. I'd be willing to bet I'm probably somewhere around 204 to 205 tomorrow morning. If I'm not at least right around that 205 mark, I'm probably doing something wrong. I need to really analyze the calories, but I've been writing everything down. I've been weighing everything and really paying attention to every single calorie I put in my body. I would almost bet, $1,000 that I'm going to be no more than 205, but possibly 204. I don't know. I, but anybody want to put a wager on it? Let me know. So we'll do that tomorrow morning, and I'll post the results. I'll take a picture. But overall, I mean, great back workout. It was 8 sets in total, but technically 10 with the superset. My back is super freaking sore. When the video is on silent and you can't hear the grunting and stuff, it definitely can be deceiving a little bit. It may not look like a real intense workout, but that was a freaking intense back workout. I mean, that was my back was just lit up like a Christmas tree by the end of the workout. So no problems with that workout. Everything's going really well. I mean, I have this whole cut process is going really well. I don't really see. Oh, I'm sorry. I do. I'm seeing the results. Like I'm definitely, some people at work recently have been like, man, you like trimming down, and I'm like, when other people start saying it, and I don't really talk about working workouts or diets and stuff like that at work. I don't really talk about that stuff with people at work, but when other people that don't know what you're doing start commenting like, hey, trimming down a little bit, yeah, it's when the diet's really working, right? So it's the same thing like when you first start working out, right, and you're trying to build some muscle, and over time people that you don't really know or you don't associate with too much, or even people you do, like people at work or people at a family reunion or wherever, man, they'll be like, hey, working out, so when you start hearing the comments like from other people other than like obviously my wife knows everything that I'm doing, When it's other people outside of the home, you know that something's working right. So the waist is definitely getting trimmed up. It's definitely, I can see it kind of sucking in a little bit. Um, you really can't see the abs too much yet. A little bit, but all in due time, right? I'm a patient person, and I have no problem if I have to do this cut for 90 days. I will. I think we'll be able to pull it off with 60 days, but if we have to go 120 days, I will. I want to make sure I get as lean as I can. I want veins everywhere. I want to get leaner than I did the last time around, last fall. So that's the goal. But yeah, everything's going well with it. I'm happy with it. And in terms of the diet, I was talking to somebody at the gym, and they were like, dude, don't you get tired of like just eating like chicken and rice and stuff? And I'm like, well, no, not really. It's funny because when you first start a cut, those first few days of like not eating like cheese and carbs and pasta, and if you want to grab a bag of chips, you can't do it. If they order pizza at the office, you're like, I can't do it, but you really want to, but you can't. It's a little difficult the first few days, but once you get, I would say once you get past that first week, it's just it's just autopilot, right? So it's like my wife cooks her meals, I cook my meals when I'm on a cut. I eat completely different than she does, 90% of the time. So we got the system worked out here. And it's like the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's like eggs and oatmeal in the morning, um, either ground turkey or ground beef or ground bison, for the two meals, the two lunch meals, right? Meals 2 and 3, usually with either a quarter cup of brown rice or just a potato, either a baked potato with nothing on it except for a little sea salt and pepper. Or maybe like I did today, I kind of like chopped it up and cooked it in the air fryer. But I don't cook it with any oil. I don't cook it with any butter. It's just plain. There's no sour cream. There's no bullshit on it. It's just plain. But you just get used to it, right? So you gotta, I guess, and there will be days where I'll be like, man, I don't want to do this fucking cut no more, man. I'm getting sick of it. I want to go eat a fucking margarita pizza, and it's in those days when you get like that, right? It might be at week 3, 4, 5, 6. When you feel like you want to throw in the towel and give up, you know, you just got to remind yourself why you started, right? So usually and this goes for anything, like let's just take someone who has never been to the gym before. Maybe they go through a breakup or a divorce, and they're like, that always gets everybody, that gets every guy to the gym, right? Every guy and girl, right? So it always starts with like a breakup or something, right? But or something to that nature, right? So you set out and you're like, I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna put on muscle. I'm gonna get a 6 pack abs. I'm gonna grow my arms or whatever your goal might be. And then you get a few months down the line, you're doing really good, and you're like, I'm kind of getting sick of this. When you say that to yourself, when you start getting sick of it, or you start thinking, I don't want to go to the gym today, just remember why you started. When you want to quit, remember why you started, right? And that'll kind of remotivate you a little bit. Um, so that's my little piece of advice for today. And if you're going to go through a cut or even a bulk, I think bulking's harder. I'm not going to lie, because trying to get all those calories down your esophagus every day, and it's hard, man. It's hard when you're not like eating cheeseburgers and stuff, right? So like I can go to like Wendy's and get like a triple baconator. It's probably 1,200 calories, and it probably has like 75 grams of protein, right? And I mean, if you throw one of them in the mix every day, yeah, it's easy, right? But if you're doing it more clean, it doesn't have to be 100% clean, but when you're doing more like of your steaks, your beef, your chicken, your turkey burger, your potatoes, your rice, your broccoli, and stuff like that, it's hard. I mean, sometimes when I'm bulking, the portions are so large, it gets to the point like a quarter of the way through the meal, I'm putting a scoop in my mouth and then just washing it down with water because I just can't chew it and eat it anymore, right? And you really got to push through that. And, somebody, I think it was Jay Cutler, but I've seen the meme a million different places, but I think he originated it some time back. And it's like this picture. It's like these two pictures next to each other, and one's a picture of a guy, like working out in the gym, and the other one is the same guy like eating a bowl of rice and chicken, and the top says, what people think is the hard part versus what's really the hard part. And the really hard part is the eating because it is hard. So, in my eyes, cutting, it's actually easier once you get past those cravings of like wanting to shove like a bunch of shit in your face, like pizza and burgers and stuff like that. But at the same time, now I'm eating smaller portions that are just quicker to eat, easier to get down. And, on the bulk, when you're trying to put 4 or 5 thousand calories a day down, dude, it gets really hard, man. It really does. I think if it's not equally as hard, it's at least a little bit harder to do the bulk. So, but anyway, that's my advice. If you haven't been to the gym yet, get your ass to the gym, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for shoulder time. Have a great night, everybody.